In this video, we're going to be talking about Justin Thomas, his victory at the WGC Bridgestone, and what's in his bag. Let's go butts around.
Hit the ball!
Hey guys, David Folk here. On this channel we do instructional videos and golf gear videos just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Well, I know that a lot of us had our hopes up for Tiger Woods coming through at Firestone out there in Ohio, really making the push in the first couple days. He was actually playing really well, and we were just hoping to see that number 9 victory at Firestone, and unfortunately he came up a little flat on the weekend. And it's good to see Justin Thomas make it into the winner's circle as he tries to move toward the PGA Championship, which is coming up next week. It's good to see him kind of getting his game fine-tuned because he is the defending champion. So as we get into there, you know, looking at the weekend and looking at how he played, I look at his swing, and I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous for as hard as he swings. I mean, you can take a look here how hard he actually swings with his driver.
Oh, man, you can see that recoil. He nailed that. Let's watch the numbers.
298 to cover the bunker.
Watch the numbers. Watch the numbers.
I look at his body, and it's like torqued. Like if this is his legs and this is his body, it's like this as he swings through the club. I mean, that can't be good. The kinesthesiology of this surely indicates that he's going to have some major issues. Even though I look at what Peter Kostis was saying on Sunday, and he's like, man, he's producing over a 1.5 smash factor, which 1.5 is pretty much the top end, if you will, but he's hitting it so much in the sweet spot and hitting it so well, he's actually above the 1.5 threshold for what you're shooting for. So I mean, he's crushing the ball, and the distances are crazy with how far he hits it, considering how not big and tall he is. But you look at a swing, and I just don't know how he can keep it up over a career swinging like that. I mean, look at Tiger Woods, how much he had to put on his back, how many issues he's had, Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, right? I look at Justin Thomas and think, he's got to fall in there. Unless I'm not seeing what maybe everybody else is seeing, I don't know how he can survive many more years swinging that hard at the ball and having it produce that distance. But I suppose time will tell. Go ahead and post your comments down below. Do you agree, disagree? Are you a master's in kinesthesiology? Post that down below. I look forward to hearing from you. Moving on, let's talk about what is in his bag. And obviously he's a Titleist guy, also sponsored by Ralph Lauren. If you guys looking to pick up some outfits, you know, I like Ralph Lauren, it's pretty good. Anyway, let's talk about his driver. He's going to be playing the Titleist TS3 with a Mitsubishi Rayon Diamana BF60TX shaft and an X-Flex shaft.
If you're going to miss, hitting the left bunkers, though, more of an option.
Takes the tee up quickly, good sign.
Split the middle.
Oh, man, you can see that recoil. He nailed that.
And the TS3s are going to be coming out pretty soon here. I think August, September is the release date. Don't quote me on that, but let's see if I can find it here. Bing! From everything I've heard, it actually is a solid, really good performing club from the reviews from the forums that I've heard from those who've been able to see it hands-on as well as be able to demo it. It's a little bit lower spinning. It has the dark color on it on the top of the crown as opposed to that gray kind of color. So a lot of the tour players are liking that a little bit more. It sounds a little better from what I gather. It's going to produce a little bit of a different characteristic there for those who are wanting maybe a little bit less spin, or you can tweak that with the weight that's in it, the weight port that they're still coming with, similar to the 917, as well as the hosel adjustment. So it's going to be a driver that you definitely want to get fit. Next, we move on to the Fairway Wood, and for the Fairway Wood, he is going to be playing a Titleist TS3 with a Mitsubishi 10cc Blue 80TX shaft. Titleist has always been known for their incremental changes. They're not one who makes drastic changes from product year to product year, so they take the feedback from the pros and try and make a club that's going to best suit their game and be able to manipulate the variables that are in it, the weights, the hosel, to be able to help them set up their club to their swing. Justin is also going to be playing a 5-wood, and this 5-wood is going to be a Titleist 917 FD with a Fujikura Motori Speeder X shaft in it. I like it. It feels good. It has a nice high trajectory. You know, the spin isn't terrible off the charts. It's a good club, and obviously the Motori shaft is going to be a solid shaft as well, as it's been out there for quite a while. Jumping on to his irons, he's going to be playing the Titleist 718 AP2 4-iron, and then he's going to be going with the MB irons, the 718s 5 through 9, and that's going to all have a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100 shaft in it.
On 8. Second alone.
You're right.
He likes it.
Yeah, looking for the 1-yard fade. Pretty darn good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right down the stack.
Putting.
That usually gets you to the top of the leaderboard.
And if you can hit your 3-wood that far on that straight, that helps too.
And control the distance. There you have it.
And it's interesting that I continue to see the pros jumping to a 4-iron, or maybe even that hybrid iron type look, maybe the TaylorMade P790 or the Fly High from Mizuno. Like, they're putting that in their bag for the longer iron for a little bit more forgiveness, as well as a little bit more height and producing the distance that they're looking for with that. The AP2 isn't necessarily as drastic as a P790, obviously, but the fact that he's trying to choose that is interesting, again, that so many pros are jumping to a 5 through 9 or a 5 through pitching wedge in terms of the blades, but have some sort of utility or some sort of helping club with the 3 or 4 irons. That's interesting. Moving on to his wedges, he's going to play in the SM6, 46, and 52 wedges. And then he's going to jump backwards for the 56 to the SM5. And then he's going to have the SM6 as his 60-degree wedge.
The golf course.
I mean, you can be within 18 feet of the hole and miss every green.
Just kind of dump this thing on the green with a little overspin.
Oh, he's running out.
Yeah, sure.
Just like that.
And I couldn't find what shaft he was playing in these, but I presume it's probably the Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 shafts. That seems to be the shaft of choice for Vokey with his pro players. Very, very rarely do I actually see a pro player playing the X100 shafts, but generally it's going to be the S400s, just to be able to generate the shot shaping that you want to have a little bit more flex in that shaft, especially because it's such a short club with the wedges in general. And the last club in his bag, the putter, he's going to play in the Scotty Cameron Futura X5 putter.
8th, and to tie for the lead for Justin Thomas. To the upper neck, the mid-thoracics.
Which is one of my favorite putters. That's actually probably the putter that if I had to choose a Scotty right now, that'd be the one that I would choose. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. It's a little duller than the current Scotty that I'm using, which is why eventually I just ended up keeping the one I have. But it's a solid putter. For his golf balls, he's playing the Titleist Pro V1X, and he's going to be using, obviously, FootJoy Pure Touch golf glove, different than the Weather Soft, so they're a little bit more expensive. If you guys are looking for the Pure Soft, they're spectacular, but I feel like when I used it, I just kind of ran out of the padding really fast, because my padding wears out early because I apparently moved the handle too much. Anyway, I didn't feel like spending that kind of money on gloves all the time, so I went with the cheaper one, but it's a really, really nice glove. So if you guys are looking for a really nice glove and you don't feel like you're going to wear out, that's the one I would choose for you. So guys, look forward to hearing your comments down below. And kind of the question of the day, of any of the clubs in Justin Thomas's bag, what, number one, would you want to try? And number two, surprised you the most? I look forward to hearing those comments down below. I think that's going to be an interesting conversation. That might be the question for all of these what's in the bags as we move along, because I think that's pretty fun to really hear what do you find interesting and what club would you like to try. So let me know, guys. Comment down below if you have questions. Go ahead and post those as well. I try to get to everybody's comments and questions. And of course, while you're down there, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll chat with you next time.